Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Brinks Exterior Preview Show. It is hard to believe that it is Friday, November the 1st. We are done with the month of October. We have started the month of November, and good thing we still have 4 area football teams in action. Jeff Blankman with you here on this Friday night as we take a look at the area games. Of course, Casey Miners joining us here tonight as well, and kind of one of those unique ones, Casey, where, you know, we get to this time of the year every year, all of a sudden we start talking about all of the games from around the entire state of Iowa and not just focusing on the Brinks Exterior Preview Show here on just the local schools. But as always, we'll hear from all 4 of our area coaches that are in action tonight.
The first full week of the playoffs for the Brinks Exterior Preview Show. So every single one of the teams that we have in action tonight, it's win or go home for them. So we got a couple 8-man games. Carroll traveling to Mount Vernon, and Kemper going to host Central Lyon George Little Rock tonight.
You bet. And then 2 8-man teams. We've on the road down at Lenox and Audubon home to Woodbine. We should have 4 good football games tonight. We've got Mason Nealon and somebody coming in tonight. We're going to have a guest star. We don't know who it's going to be, but we'll have a guest star for the scoreboard show tonight. And, of course, they'll run through all of the scores, and we'll hear from our 4 area coaches. We'll also have our Brinks Exterior, our New Way Auto Group live scoreboard page on the website for you tonight. And what I've done with that is our area schools games are on there. Their pods are on there. And then any game that involves one of our area schools district teams or our area schools conference teams for all of the 4, well, pretty much every class size but 5A is going to have some scores being updated live on the website tonight as well. But tell you what, going to be a fun one as you look around the state, not just our local games. If it is a local game, fine. But what are the games that most intrigue you with the playoffs?
I think Harlan-Algona intrigues me just because it'll affect Carroll. If Carroll able to pull off, I'm going to call the upset against Mount Vernon, and Harlan wins, Carroll then hosts the game to get to the Dome next week. So that Harlan-Algona one is probably one, if I'm Carroll, I'm keeping my close eyes on. I think that MOC Floyd Valley Bishop Heelan, because it was a previous district matchup, or excuse me, MOC against Sergeant Bluff Luton, and then Bishop Heelan also in that pod, but MOC and Sergeant Bluff Luton, a previous district matchup, you know, winner of that going to get potentially Bishop Heelan, so you could have back-to-back games regardless of who you are with district opponents. So those could be, you know, upset heavy, I would say, there in that pod. And then I think that if you look at Class A, Kemper, Central Lyon, George Little Rock, you know, the winner of that one going to get a really tough, I have to assume, West Lyon team, so that would be a good matchup. I think going into
I'm interested in that one, though, because if Western Christian can pull the upset, then Kemper, if they can knock off Central Lyon, gets to do a home game, for the following Friday.
Interesting to see how they
it could still play out that Carroll High could get a home game if Harlan upsets Algona and Carroll wins. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well.
Arweva going down to Lenox, you know, they locked off a Fremont Mills team that I think a lot of people thought was pretty good and pretty salty. You know, this Arweva team's been tested all year long. They're going to take on number 1 Lenox, so that could be a really good game. We're going to have, I anticipate, a very high-scoring game with Audubon and Woodbine over on 93.7 KKRL tonight.
2 really good defenses, but it may not look that way with what that final score could be
for
tonight.
Sure. And it's 2 teams that do it differently, contrasting styles on offense. You know, Woodbine, you know, if you listen to Coach Burke's interview tonight, he's going to say that they're balanced, but they're going to throw the ball probably more than what they will run it. And Audubon going to try to ground and pound with Aaron Olson and Carson Wessel tonight. And, you know, Class A, ACGC, you know, I look at them. I think that Riverside matchup with Tri-Center could be good too.
Very interesting.
Very interesting in that one. Riverside, you know, is a team that I think not a lot of people paying attention to. ACGC will potentially get the winner of that if they can knock off Mount Air. And, you know, look at Class 1A. I think Underwood and Trainer, 2 teams that met earlier in the year. Underwood
know each other well.
Struggled to start the season. They're playing really good football here towards the end of the year, and they're going to get potentially Hinton or OABCIG. That one a rematch earlier in the year. I think that's OABCIG's lone loss on the season is Hinton, so that should be a very good matchup. And then, you know, 4A, I heard that North Polk ran for almost 300 yards on the ground last week, so I'm interested to see what they do against Fort Dodge. They've got a very good team. I think they're the number 1 RPI team coming into the Class 4A playoffs. And, you know, just look at teams that we're familiar with from the area. You know, Gilbert taking on Waverly Shell Rock. Gilbert was one of Carroll's lone losses this year. Also see him in the Raccoon River Conference. Ballard against Lewis Central, 2 area conference teams going at each other there in that one. And, you know, I think it should be a really good a good night across the state for some playoff football.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to 1A, one other game that you didn't mention that jumps off for me. Sumner Fredericksburg against Manson Northwest Webster. Manson, I got to admit, I was off. They're better, much better than I thought they were. Now going to be interesting to see the kind of run that they can make, in the postseason and how they'll fare tonight. We'll step away, take a break. We'll hear from Coach Rowetter and Coach Steinkamp as we focus in on the matchups around the state, Class 3A and 2A. We'll come back with more of our Brinks Exterior Preview Show.
At Brinks Exteriors, we're proud of our local athletes and love giving back to the communities we serve. But we don't just stop at roofs. We're your go-to experts for windows, siding, and doors too. Whether it's a new installation or a repair, Brinks Exteriors has you covered. We're more than just a company. We're your neighbors, dedicated to making our communities stronger and our homes better. Brinks Exteriors, proud to serve and proud to support.
The Carroll Tigers have another long road trip ahead of them tonight as they travel to Mount Vernon on Kick 106-7. Tigers come into the opening round 6-3, have played 5 different playoff teams across their schedule so far this season. Head coach Craig Roeder says Mount Vernon is very aggressive along their defensive line.
Point in the game, week 10, you're not really changing too much schematics as far as we're going to dance with the girl that brought us, so, we'll still be able to run our sweeps and traps and ISOs. We'll have a couple different ways to try to outnumber them, maybe at the point of attack. They're kind of multi-dimensional, too. They'll have, 4 guys up on the line. They'll walk a linebacker up to make it look like a 5-man line. Once in a while, they'll actually put a linebacker in a 4-point stance, so it looks like a 6-man line.
Roeder adds that turnovers will play a big key in the matchup tonight. This is the first time these two teams have met on the football field. Roeder also told me that he doesn't think they've played in basketball. They might have ran in the same heat at state track one time, but he says that these two teams have no familiarity with each other, and that could play in the Tigers' hand tonight. Elsewhere in Class 3A, taking a look at the pods. Pod D, Carroll takes on Mount Vernon. Harlan will travel to Algona. Pod A, Clear Lake will be at Humboldt. Solon travels to Benton Community. In a Pod B, MOC Floyd Valley at Sergeant Bluff Luton. Bishop Healing going to head to Nevada. And then in Pod C, Assumption to Davenport will be at Waller Catholic. Williamsburg heads to Independence.
Class 2A playoffs features a rematch of last season's quarterfinal round matchup with Kemper taking on Central Lion Georgia Little Rock. The Knights host the Lions this year, looking for revenge and to keep moving on in the playoffs. Head coach Ryan Steinkamp, who is also the defensive coordinator, says they expect the Lions to have some success on offense. So he has had conversations with his defense this week about staying focused.
We got bounced back. My same mentality each week is, one play, next play, every person. It's just being locked in, making adjustments, and going up and bringing our best, too. So we just got to talk to our kids about, they might get a few yards here or there, too, but it's just, learn from it and then get better and just keep playing hard.
Both teams start their offense with the run game, but are capable of passing. The Knights have an advantage, though, through the air, but will need to match the physicality of the Lions. The other games in Class 2A, and that Pod A with Kemper Central Lion Georgia Little Rock. It'll be Western Christian at West Lyon. Pod B is Greene County traveling to Prairie City Monroe. Mid-Prairie entertaining Mediapolis. Pod C is Osage at Spirit Lake, with Crestwood Cresco going to North Fayette Valley. Pod D, Van Meter will host West Marshall, and it'll be Anamosa home to West Burlington Notre Dame. We'll step away, take a break. We'll find out what Coach Austin Stolk and Coach Sean Burks think about their matchups in 8-man tonight. We'll also take a look at what games are going on in Class A when we come back with more of the Brinks Exterior Preview Show.
At Brinks Exteriors, we're proud of our local athletes and love giving back to the communities we serve. But we don't just stop at roofs. We're your go-to experts for windows, siding, and doors too. Whether it's a new installation or a repair, Brinks Exteriors has you covered. We're more than just a company. We're your neighbors, dedicated to making our communities stronger and our homes better. Brinks Exteriors, proud to serve and proud to support.
Our Weaver Rockets have been playing their best football the past 3 weeks and look to continue the trend as they travel to Lenox for a second-round playoff matchup. The Rockets only play about 9 guys, while Lenox has not had to have their guys starters play a full game yet this season, having won comfortably in all 9 of their games. Rocket head coach Austin Stokes says they do hope to stretch this game to the fourth quarter and then see what happens.
Yeah, as far as us playing, not as many guys as what we would like to at times. Yeah, we might get tired at times, but it's the same case as, what the last 3 weeks have been in most of the season, Jeff. They're kind of in the same boat. They play a lot of guys on both sides of the ball, but like you said, they get to the fourth quarter and they don't have to play some of their studs or some guys that are a little bit banged up. And, our goal is to get them to that point and kind of match them physically going into the fourth quarter.
Both teams are going to want to establish the ground game and use their athleticism up front.
The Audubon Wheelers will open up the round of 16 as they host Woodbine on 93.7 KKRL tonight. This is the first meeting between Woodbine and Audubon since 2022. Head coach Sean Burke says Woodbine is the definition of what a balanced team looks like on offense.
Woodbine, when you look at the year, I think they've got between 1,600 and 2,000 yards of both rushing and passing, and they've been pretty efficient in both. So that's the thing is people think, hey, it's Woodbine. They've got a Division I receiver. They're going to sling it around. They've got a talented quarterback. They've got another Pryor, et cetera. And then you go turn the film on, and their O-line and their running game jumps out.
Burke adds playing assignment football on defense will be crucial this week for the Wheelers. Elsewhere, an 8-man, Jeff mentioned Arweva traveling to Lenox. That's in a Pod A. The other half of that Pod A bracket, Bedford, will be at Montezuma. Pod D, Woodbine will take on Audubon. On the other half of that Pod D bracket is Cam traveling to Remsen St. Mary's. Cam pulled off an upset over GTRA last week in the opening round of the 8-man playoffs. Pod B, Riceville at Bishop Garrigan. It's Janesville at Edgewood Colesburg. And then a Pod C, Waco at Don Bosco. Iowa Valley travels to Gladbrook Rhinebeck.
We're going to step away. Actually, let's go ahead and run through the Class A as I remember my schedule for here tonight. Class A, Pod A will be MMCRU traveling to West Hancock. Galen Catholic entertains Woodbury Central. Pod B, Mount Air at ACGC, while Riverside travels to Tri-Center. Pod C, Wapsie Valley entertains St. Ansgar. Maquoketa Valley is home to Nashua Plainfield. And Pod D has Bellevue at Lisbon and Madrid entertaining Pekin. Now we'll step away, take a break. We'll come back. We'll run through the last 3 class sizes, Class 1A, 4A, and 5A. Those schedules are coming up next year on the Brinks Exterior Preview Show.
At Brinks Exteriors, we're proud of our local athletes and love giving back to the communities we serve. But we don't just stop at roofs. We're your go-to experts for windows, siding, and doors too. Whether it's a new installation or a repair, Brinks Exteriors has you covered. We're more than just a company. We're your neighbors, dedicated to making our communities stronger and our homes better. Brinks Exteriors, proud to serve and proud to support.
We are back here to wrap up I guess you could call it the Week 10 edition or the second round of the playoff edition or first round of the playoffs for Carroll High here tonight. Jeff Blankman and Casey Miners with you, of course. So we wish the best of luck to all 4 of our area schools. But here's the rest of the state schedule for tonight. Class 1A and Pod A. West Branch goes to Grundy Center and Manson Northwest Webster entertaining Sumner Fredericksburg. Pod B, South Hamilton at Dike New Hartford. South Hardin hosting Emmetsburg. Pod C, OABCIG entertaining Hinton, while Underwood travels to Trainer. And Pod D is Regina of Iowa City at Woodward Granger, and Wilton hosting MFL Marmac.
In Class of 4A, Pod A, Fort Dodge is at North Polk. Xavier Cedar Rapids will head to Norwalk. Pod B, Newton is at Decorah. Other half of that Pod B matchup, Western Dubuque is at North Scott. Pod C, Clear Creek and Amana going to head to Pella tonight, and then a Waverly Shell Rock will be at Gilbert. And then in a Pod D, Ballard travels to a Central ADM at Spencer.
And in Class 5A tonight, Pod A has Waukee at Iowa City Liberty. Ankeny entertaining Linn-Mar. Pod B, Cedar Falls traveling to Dowling, while Ankeny Centennial will host City High of Iowa City. Pod C, Iowa City West at Bettendorf. Pleasant Valley hosting Southeast Polk and Pod D. Sioux City at Valley tonight, while Johnston will entertain Waterloo West. Our broadcast games tonight, all 4 of our area schools going to be covered. We've got Kemper hosting Central Lyon Georgia Little Rock with Tom Hawkep and Doug Waniger. Again, that is on KCIM tonight. We've got KC with Randy Spees on 93.7 KKRL with Woodbine at Audubon. We've got Nick Brinks over at Mount Vernon with the Carroll Tigers at Mount Vernon tonight. And Todd Danner will join me on our CB Sports Network YouTube channel. That'll be an audio-only broadcast again with Arweva down at Lenox tonight. That's going to wrap up the Brinks Exterior Preview Show for this Friday night. We'll send it out now.
Communities with new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Mackey Motors is a full-service dealership providing oil changes in our Quick Lube Express bays, a service department with world-class trained technicians, a body shop and collision center with the latest equipment, a full vehicle detailing department, or come talk with one of our highly knowledgeable sales staff.
Recipient of the GM Mark of Excellence Award for 15 years running. Together, let's drive at Mackey Motors in Lake City, MackeyMotors.com.
Feel the excitement with Arcadia Limestone, your proud partner in cheering on the Arweva Rockets. Since 1971, their family-owned business has thrived on the teamwork and dedication, just like the Rockets. When you need top-notch sand, rock, limestone, or gravel for your next big project, choose Arcadia Limestone for unbeatable service, expert advice, and premium quality. Join the winning team. Visit ArcadiaLimestone.com or find them on Facebook today. Arcadia Limestone, building dreams and championing the Rockets. One project at a time.
Austin Stolk, the head football coach with the Arweva Rockets, joining us here, of course, on the Mackey Motors tailgate as the Rockets advancing here into the second round of the 8-man playoffs. They're going to be down here in Lenox. Coach, as always, good to catch up with you. How's things going?
Things going well, Jeff. Thanks a lot for having me.
You bet, Coach. Congrats, you guys. Impressive last week. Dominating performance on the road against a ranked and a very good team and a traditional program in Fremont Mills. Let's bounce back to last week a little bit. What did you learn, if anything, different about your squad going on the road to open up the playoffs and really taking care of business?
Yeah, I think the last 2 weeks of the regular season, Jeff, kind of has put a depiction on where we're at and kind of how far we've come. Our guys are starting to take care of the football a little bit better, and we're just playing gritty football. We're being able to run the football for 4 quarters. That's what we've been able to do the last few weeks, and we did it last week at Fremont Mills. It starts with our guys up front. We have a lot of guys playing both sides of the football and even playing a lot of special teams now. And, those guys are – this is where the conditioning comes in place that we did in the preseason, and I think they're starting to kind of come full circle with some of that stuff and just understand that, you got to play every single snap, and that's what our guys have been doing. So, particularly in the run game, we've been able to have great success in just about the last 12 quarters. And last week against Fremont, we had to throw the football a little bit, and Blaine Smith made some really good and timely throws. And our receivers made some nice catches when they needed to be caught. So, it's a matter of things coming in full circle, and our defense is also being consistent when they need to be as well.
Coach, talking about your run game last week, you've seen some great players, played with some great players during your time there at Arweva. You seen many performances like Wyatt put on the board last week?
Yeah, Jeff, I don't recall. To be quite honest, it was just a matter of our guys up front were extremely quick to get their first steps and open up that initial hole and seal the point of contact for Wyatt to run the ball. And then when Wyatt gets in open space, he can be a pretty dangerous threat with his speed and his explosiveness. And, his explosiveness is second to none with anything that I've seen at this level. We face some pretty good teams in our district and non-district as well. And he's just a heck of an athlete, and he works his butt off, and he deserves, he deserves the numbers that he's getting. He works really hard. And again, it's a testament to, the guys up front, as well as Wade blocking for him as well. But Wyatt's put up some good numbers, and we hope to continue the trend. But what's nice about Wyatt is he doesn't need the football. He just takes advantage when he gets the football, and it's he's a great blocker. Pound for pound, he's a heck of a blocker as well for us, and he does a great job on defense too. So all around, just a good football player for us.
Surprised at all when the pods came out on Saturday, or is this about what you expected to have to travel to Lenox, in the second round of the playoffs, but the first, game of the pod once you knew it?
Yeah, we were kind of talking to this coach. First of all, you get who you get and you prepare for them. But as coaches, we were kind of talking with Audubon being close as a 1 seed. We didn't know if we'd get sent there or possibly maybe up to Bedford. But then again, we're the only 3 seed remaining, so we're probably going to get a 1 seed somewhere. And it only makes sense that that we have to travel to Lenox with being the 3 seed. So we didn't really know exactly what to expect, but. What's nice about this group of guys is no matter who we face, our mentality is we got to go 1-0 that week, and that's how it's been all season. And it's a mature group of guys for being high school kids. They do a great job of being attentive, starting from Monday afternoon and going through the rest of the week. And that's how they've been so far with Lenox this week.
What have you guys seen on film with Lenox? Looking at stats, they certainly like to run the football.
Yeah, they got the Funk kid at quarterback. He's kind of a one-of-a-kind weapon. He's probably the best dual threat that we've seen this year. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards, and he's ran for almost 800 yards. He's just an extremely good athlete. He's on top of that, he's a very smart player. He does a nice job of getting out in space and running when he needs to. Otherwise, he does a good job of luring those linebackers forward and dumping passes over top or finding guys where he needs to and when he needs to. So, he'll be one of he's a senior. He's got to be one of their leaders, as well as the Martin England kid. He has over 700 yards rushing, and he'll be one of the more explosive runners that we faced this year. And then up front, they're about $185 across the board, and they're just solid athletes, and you can tell they're extremely well coached and very disciplined, and that's why they are where they are at this point in the season, and they put up the scores that they do. So. Very, very disciplined team. If you turn the ball over, you have penalties. They're going to make you pay for that type of stuff. So we just got to go in and play a clean football game against a very fundamental Lenox team.
You guys very good up front. We talked about Wyatt here a moment ago, but as you said, a lot of it starts with those guys up front. They're about $185, you said, across the board. How do you feel that matchup is up front? And do you got a chance to take advantage of maybe something up front?
Yeah, I kind of look at it as you watch film on them, and it's kind of a good image of last week, but just a little bit bigger and a little bit more fundamental. And it's the second week in a row where they're kind of going to mirror our DNA as far as not being necessarily the biggest team, but being very quick. And that's kind of how our line they're going to have to communicate up front. Lenox they're a football team that they're very smart on the defensive side of the football. Linebackers are very instinctive in the middle. They'll go from a 3-2-3 shell look to a 4-2-2 to a 2-man front in long situations just like that, with blitzing backers on the edge. So it's a matter of our guys up front, if they want to have the advantage. We kind of have to use our experience, how far we've come in the last few weeks and kind of communicate like we have been. Communication is definitely the big thing. But if we just got to be able to seal the point of attack and get on their 2 middle linebackers who are their best tacklers. Is the middle linebackers the strength of that defense then? Yeah, I'd say so. They got the Martin England kid in the middle, as well the Brokaw kid there as well. But then the quarterback, the Funk kid, is one of their leading tacklers. He's back at a defensive back, but he does an excellent job flowing, even from the weak side of the field. He'll come all the way across and make the tackle and make a play. So, you can't. It's kind of hard on film, to be quite honest, to pick a weakness in a team like Lenox, because it seems like all the guys are in the right spots almost every play, and they get very good penetration up front on the defensive side of the ball. So, it's very obvious just through video that they're well coached and they're in their spots when they need to be. Coach, not many teams have challenged them yet this year, so what that tells me is a lot of their guys probably haven't played a full game yet this season. As you mentioned, your guys pretty much play both sides of the ball and don't miss a snap. Any chance you feel if you stay in this that maybe late they don't know how to react to a tight game, and maybe their guys not conditioned to be able to be strong still in the fourth quarter? Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, Jeff. Like you said, we've had a lot of guys play a lot of snaps this year. 8 or 9 guys play a ton of snaps this year, and yeah, they put themselves in pretty good situations after halftime of a lot of games. They make really good adjustments. But they've been in some tight games with Fremont Mills and Bedford in the first half. But they just continue to pound smash mouth football up the middle. and just kind of try to bog defenses down. And in offense or defensively, they force your offense to keep things short and keep them in front. And they'll allow a little bit of cushion in the passing game, but man, they're so explosive to fill. They do a nice job of filling hard and gang tackling. So as far as us playing not as many guys as what we would like to at times. We might get tired at times, but it's the same case as what the last 3 weeks have been in most of the season, Jeff. They're kind of in the same boat. They play a lot of guys on both sides of the ball, but like you said, they get to the fourth quarter and they don't have to play some of their studs or some guys that are a little bit banged up. And our goal is to get them to that point and kind of match them physically going into the fourth quarter.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate all of the time. Wish you the best of luck coming up in the game. I'll look forward to coming down and catching up with you after the game for the scoreboard show.
Sounds good, Jeff. Thanks a lot for having me.
You bet. Head coach Austin Stolk again with the Arweva Rockets. We'll be back with more of the Mackey Motors Tailgate. Todd Danner going to join me for the broadcast coming up next here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Are you looking for peace of mind when it comes to insurance? Then Hawley Insurance has you covered. Hi, my name is Jace Hawley, and having the right insurance policy is very important. We will work with you one-on-one to make sure your coverage needs are met. We are a small, family-owned business and have the passion and support of our local Arweva school. For coverage, give us a call at 712-677-5569, where we specialize in crop insurance while also providing home, auto, farm, and business. So choose Hawley Insurance.
The Observer is a proud supporter of the Arweva Rockets. They're excited to bring you the most current and up-to-date information that you need to know about the Arweva School District and the communities of Arcadia, Rita, Vale, Westside, and beyond. If you're not currently a subscriber, it's time to find out what everyone's talking about. Call 663-4362 today or visit WestsideObserverOnline.com and learn more. And oh yeah, go Rockets! Go Rockets!
Tailgate for you here on the CBS Sports Network at YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman, along with it, Todd Danner with you tonight. We're down here in beautiful Lenox, Iowa for some 8-man second-round playoff action. We've got the Arweva Rockets in town tonight. Of course, they're taking on Lenox here this evening. And tell you what, the Tigers number one ranked. But if you're Arweva coming off a big win, Todd, last week against Fremont Mills on the road, you're coming in here having played 3 really good games, including a really dominant game last week. You got to be pretty confident coming into this one.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about Arweva has nothing to lose coming into this ball game tonight. Like I said, going on the road last week and playing a good Fremont Mills team and handling them on the opponent's home field, it gives them a lot of confidence coming in tonight. But you know what, Lenox could be a different story. I mean, they've been number one all season for a reason, and their numbers prove it. And we'll see how much they can handle it tonight. And
this is really the Fremont Mills games, the only comparable games on the schedules to look at if you're one of those people that do that. Lenox played them early in the season in the non-district, beat them 41-0. Arweva goes down there last week, wins at 51-22, but kind of dominated that game early. Yes, I guess
Elkhorn Kimballton as well. Arweva beat Elkhorn early in the first game of the year, and then last week Lenox handled Elkhorn pretty good.
Yep, 34-0 Arweva over Xira, and then 72-16 last week for Lenox. And it all starts with their quarterback Gabe Funk. He's the guy that really makes things go for them. Funk coming in again. He's carried the ball 43 times let me correct that. He's 43 of 66 through the air for 1,090 yards, 17 touchdowns with just 1 interception. He's also carried the ball 58 times for 785 yards and 18 touchdowns. So he is the guy that makes it go. But is there a guy that had a better game than what Rick Aller did last week? 7 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, 211 yards on the ground, 103 yards on the air, I think, and 3 catches.
I mean, I was talking to Coach Danner about this the last 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks, I think Rick Aller has had 90, almost 100 carries. in those 3 ball games. So he's definitely carried the load for our Weaver the last 3 weeks. And coming to tonight's ball game, it's another opportunity for him. I think they're going to have to somehow get him the ball and let him use his magic to get to the outside, and maybe Wade Regeller is going to have to get the ball a few times tonight. Because I'm sure Lennox is going to key on Wyatt Regeller and try to take him away, and make someone else beat them tonight.
Yeah, you and I were talking when you got down here that I really think that tonight's one of those nights that I think Wyatt can still have a really big game, but this is that night where you need Wade or Jonathan Rieselman or one of those guys to step up, or maybe Blaine, even if they don't throw it a ton, to just have one of those nights where he's 12 or 14 through the air for 222 yards or something like that.
I think Lennox is going to be keen on Wyatt Regeller so much that, like you said, Blaine's going to have a good ball game. He doesn't have to complete a lot of passes, but just have to be quality of passes. Like get Rieselman involved, get the passing game involved a little bit, so take some pressure off that running game.
And if you're Lenox, the Tigers, I think the guy that might have to have a big night for them as well is J.J. Martin England, their other running back. He's carried them all 81 times for 735 yards and 17 touchdowns, so he gives them another weapon. Because I would imagine if you're Arweva and Coach Schaefer's the defensive coordinator, you are really focused in on trying to stop Mr. Funk tonight.
Yeah, I said Funk might seem like a one-man show, but like I said, the Martin England kid with 17 touchdowns and 735 yards apiece, he's going to be tough to handle as well.
We're going to step away for our national anthem. We'll be back. We'll have starting lineups and kickoff coming up for you next as you listen to our Weaver Rocket Football here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Hi, this is Jim White, chairman of the Westside State Bank. Westside State Bank is locally owned and operated. We've been a part of this community for over 115 years. We take pride in our communities by volunteering, coaching, and fundraising. When you choose to bank with us, you choose to keep your money in our community. Bank with people you know and trust. Experience the difference of a bank that truly cares about your financial journey. Westside State Bank. Big enough to serve your needs, small enough to care. WestsideState.bank. We are proud to be an equal housing lender and a member of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Financial planning can be easy to avoid, but in these uncertain times, it should be our top priority. Now's the time to put Silverleaf Wealth Management on your team. Whether you want to plan for retirement, better manage your investments, or fund your education, Silverleaf Wealth Management can help you discover, design, and implement a plan for pursuing your financial goals. Visit us online or schedule a consultation today by calling 712-775-2251.
After the game, relax and unwind with cold drinks and delicious food at the train station in Westside. The tap has changed hands, however, it's the same friendly service and fun environment you know so well. Taco night every Thursday. The station is open Tuesday to Saturday evenings, while the kitchen is open Thursdays through Saturdays. They're also open at 2 Sunday afternoons, so you can enjoy afternoons on the patio. To order ahead, call 663-9411. Gather your family and friends and take them to the train station, a proud supporter of the Arweva Rockets.
I'm Colin. I'm a 5th grader, and when I'm not in class, I'm cheering for the Arweva Rockets.
And I'm Brent. I'm in 3rd grade. We might be small, but we've got big dreams for our Rockets.
That's right. Whether we're out on the field or in the stands, we're all about team spirit.
Just like Verlin's Plumbing and Heating, we love supporting our school, and we are committed to our community. For more than 50 years, Verlin's has offered expertise that keeps you comfortable year-round. We are all cheering you on.
Go Rockets!
Broadcast food distributed by Pepsi Beverages, Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Jeff Blank went along with it. Todd Danner with you here tonight. We get set for our Weaver Rocket football. Todd, what do you feel like the keys are for the Rockets here tonight?
Well, like I said, in games like this, turnovers always play critical as well. Mm-hmm. I think our Weaver's going to have to keep possession of the ball, try and limit Lennox's possessions, and then, like I said, just limit the possessions and see if they can keep the ball as long as they can without putting it in the hands of Funka, who's obviously going to be the key guy to handle for Lennox. So
how do you defend a guy that's going to touch it on every play, no matter what, as the quarterback? That's the tough thing of trying to. You're going to have to force him to give the ball off to somebody, right?
That's the advantage for Lennox, is that he's going to handle every play and he puts his hand in. So Lennox got to feel comfortable with that. And like I said, besides the Funk, they also got the Martin England kid. It could be a big night here. But hopefully, we can just keep making it close, keep it competitive, and have a chance down the stretch.
Ashton Leonard going to kick things off. 39 kickoffs on the year, 2 touchbacks for the Tigers of Lenox. Back deep for the R. Weaver Rockets is scheduled to be Wyatt Regaller. We'll see if that is him that heads back. It certainly looks like it is him.
Yep.
So he is going to head back. We'll give you that starting offensive line for our Weaver here real quick. Devin Ehlers, Tyson Von Glon, and Weston Toff. 3 great ones up front. You got Aiden Blackman and Jonathan Rieselman as the tight ends and wide receivers. The quarterback, Blaine Smith. The running backs, Wade Regaller and Wyatt Regaller. We will give you the lineup for Lenox coming up here after the kick. There is a line drive kick taken by Regaller around the 5-yard line. He'll take it off to the right side, going to get out past the 20, and that is where the Rockets will have it first down and 10. Our Weaver with the football. They're going to mark him down, it looks like, at around the 21-yard line, and that is where our Weaver will have their first possession of the ball game.
And that first possession is going to be key for our Weaver. I think they're going to have to try and get some yards to move the ball down the field and gain a little confidence on their first drive. The worst thing that could happen right now is a turnover to happen on their first drive, to get Lenox a shorter field to work with.
Defense here tonight for the Tigers. Chase England and Jack Reed are the defensive ends. Owen Grunman is the nose guard. You got J.J. Martin England and Brody Brokaw as the linebackers. We'll give you the secondary here in a moment. First play is going to be handoff to Wade Regaller. Gets the left edge out past the 25. Got the sidelines. Going to be knocked out of bounds very near a first down. No flags on the play. You're going to mark him down, it looks like, out at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 11 on the play for Wade Regaller, and that is going to be a first down for the Rockets. The rest of the defense, Gabe Funk, Laramie Stokes, and Gabe Robles are the starters here tonight in the secondary for the Lenox Tigers, and a very good first down play for our Weaver.
That's what we talked about before the ball game. It looks like our Weaver early on is going to try and get Wade Regaller involved in the ball game a little bit here.
Shotgun formation. Wyatt lines up to the left of Smith. They're going to hand the football off to Wyatt, trying to get him going here, and they really stack him up that time. We talked about them spying on him. He's going to be tackled for about a yard loss. They're going to mark him back at the 31-yard line. Could bring up second down and about 11 to go. So the guys up front tonight, Todd, really have a lot of pressure on them.
They do have a lot of pressure on them. I don't think our Weaver's going to find a lot of success running the ball up the middle. I think somehow they're going to have to get Wyatt and Wade out, get them the ball pitching-wise and options, and get them into the open and let them use their speed and athleticism.
Yeah, and that's what they did with Wade on that first handoff. They'll come back out in the shotgun. Wyatt again lines up to the left. They're going to hand it off to Wade again, trying to get him on the outside. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but Lenox really flying to the football on that carry. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 3 for him, but it's going to bring up third down. We'll call it 8 yards to go. That's where the Rockets don't want to be, as third and long.
Right, that's exactly. They ran their first offensive play. They used Wade Regaller. They used him on that play again, but that time Lenox did a much better job of getting into him quick and gang tackling him for a short gain.
Rockets will break the huddle. Scoreless ball game here. 11:04 to go in the first quarter of play. Smith out of the shotguns, got trips to the right, wants to throw, has got an open pocket. He goes down the sideline. It's caught to Wade Regaller. He's going to be knocked out of bounds in Tiger territory down to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 12 on the play, and that'll move the chains.
And that's what's going to be key for our Weavers, giving Smith time back there tonight, and for him to get out of the pocket and find his athleticism guys like Wyatt Regaller and Wade Regaller, and a catch for Wade Regaller. Big play for our Weaver, first down.
And we talked about the fact that you're going to have Wade Regaller step up. He's done that so far here to start this ball game. Smith runs over to the sideline to get the play. 5th play of the drive coming up. Rockets have it on the right hash mark, going right to left across your radio dial here in this first quarter of play. Smith out of the shotgun will take it, hands it off to Wade. Got a little running room. He'll dart inside the 35, down to around the 33-yard line. A pick up a 2 on the play. 3 carries, 16 yards for him. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
So you can see right away that Arby is trying to sustain that inside game, running game a little bit, see if they can find some success at it. But I think it's going to open up, and eventually it's going to open up that outside for them. So right now they're just doing a few test plays to see if they can run up the middle on them.
And a nice job up front by the offensive line, minus maybe that one play where Wyatt lost a yard. I'd say they've won the battle up front here so far. Smith again out of the shotguns, got Wade lined up to his right. Wyatt now goes in motion left, right. Low snap. It bounces up to Smith. He's back at his own 35. He's going to throw it down the field. Had a man down there, but he ends up throwing it out of bounds. He had trying to catch the number. That Rieselman wide open down the field, but missed him. It's going to fall incomplete. Now we've got 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, at the bad snap, Blaine Smith had to run out of the pocket, and then after that, the play was just all busted up, and so he did the right thing and throw the ball out of bounds like that.
Yeah, Aiden Blackman was standing down in between the 10 and 5, and nobody within about 8 yards of him. But, smart play as the defense was trying to run down the field for him to be able to just throw the ball out of bounds. Keep the ball in play for another down, right?
Exactly. Keep possession, limit the possessions for Lenox.
Third down and 8, 10-15 to go in the first quarter of play. Rockets with it at the 38. They're going to throw it back to Wyatt. He's going to look downfield. Now he pulls it down. He's going to run. Picks up some blocking. He's got a wall over here on the right side. Cuts back inside and cuts down. He's going to be just shy of the first down. Brought down at around the 25-yard line. So they're going to go ahead and move the chains. Needed 8, and he showed his athleticism there to get him the 8 yards.
Yeah, because it looked like White was going to try and make a pass there down the field. And he had a guy diving deep, but he just didn't have enough time to throw it. And he, like I said, used his athleticism, was able to pick up the first down for the Rockets.
And a really nice opening drive here for the Rockets. They got the ball over on the left hash mark. 9:47 again to go here in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, the first possession couldn't go any better right now for our Weaver. They're moving the ball down the field, taking time off the clock.
Wade will line up in the slot on the right side. They'll come out in a pistol formation with Smith, of course, out of the shotgun. 5 down linemen. They'll snap, toss it over to Wyatt again off the right side. Cuts it back inside and going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up second down and 10. I would say Lenox is winning first down, but are we winning third down right now here on this drive?
Yeah, like I said, there's a couple of plays ended up running the ball up the middle, kind of opened up things a little bit on the outside. And right now, using Wyatt Regaler, Wade Regaler is using their athleticism and helping move the Rockets down the field here.
Yeah, for about 3 minutes so far on the possession right now. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Our score updates again are brought to you by Dreesa Company, Eco Water Systems. Smith out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers out here to the left. Blaine will drop back. Pressure comes from outside. He throws it out here. It's off the fingertips of Wade Regaler. Smith now 1 of 3 on the night. The 10th play of the drive coming up, but it's another third down. This time third down and 10 for our Weaver.
It was a nice pass from Smith to Wade Regaler. The ball just tipped off Wade's fingers out of bounds. So now we got third and 10 here at the 25-yard line.
Rockets probably in 2-down territory right here. Probably not going to try a field goal here. Wyatt Regaler's been really good on PATs, 18 of 25, but haven't really attempted a field goal all season. So 2-down territory. Don't need to get all 10 right here. Smith again out of the shotgun's got Wade lined up to his left. He'll stay in for protection. Looking downfield, hit as he throws it. The ball tipped up into the air and nearly intercepted on the play. Laramie Stokes jumped into the passing lane that time, able to tip it. It's going to bring up fourth down now and 10 to go.
Yeah, the pass down the middle, like I said, Stokes did a nice job of jumping up and then deflecting the pass, and it was almost intercepted from Lenox, but Weaver was able to keep possession of the ball, so now it's going to be fourth down and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Todd, do the Rockets, do they need points on this opening drive? With the fact that they moved it, ate up a little of the clock, showed that they can run and pass, is that the key on this opening drive?
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Stokes wants to do, keep possession and limit the possessions from Lenox, and he's doing a good job of that right now.
Smith again out of the shotgun. They're going to throw it out quickly to Rieselman, who can also throw, played quarterback for a little while. He's going deep for Wyatt Regaler. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be knocked down by Gabe Funk. The defensive back, the cornerback, comes over and knocks that one down as they tried a little razzle-dazzle. And Funk comes over and knocks it away, and the Rockets, after a good drive, will turn it over on downs, and Lenox will have it starting at their own 25-yard line. 8:33 to go here in this first quarter of play. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Tigers here tonight. Across the front, they got Chase England, Brody Brokaw, and Owen Grundman. The tight ends tonight are Laramie Stokes and Caden Kaufman. Quarterback Gabe Funk. The running back is J.J. Martin England and Colbin Robinson. And it is going to be Funk on the first play. Breaks a couple of tackles. Gets into the secondary. Rieselman comes over to make the stop, but not before he gets into Rocket territory all the way down to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 19 on the play.
And that's one thing we was going to have to try and avoid tonight is the big plays for Lenox, because they can score quick. So if they can limit those, make Lenox take the slowly down the field instead of big plays, it's going to be definitely for our Weaver's favor.
First down at the Rocket 36. Ball over on the right hash mark. Tigers going left to right. Funk comes out under center, turns, hands the football off to Robinson. He finds a little running room, but not much off that left side. He's going to pick up 2 yards down to the 44-yard line, and that's going to bring up second and 8. Let's take a look at that. Our Weaver defense. Damon Thompson, Tyson Von Glahn are your defensive ends. Weston Toft is the nose guard. The linebackers are Devin Ehlers, Wade Regaler, and Aiden Blackman, and the defensive backs tonight, Wyatt Regaler and Jonathan Rieselman. Second and 8. 7:35 to go. Scoreless ball game here. Tigers on their first possession. They'll hand it off again to Robinson. And Robinson picking up yards down to about the 30-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play. It'll bring up third down now. Let's call it around 3 yards to go. Got to get down to around the 26-yard line of Arweva to pick up the first down. What have you seen here early for Lenox on their first possession?
Well, it looks like Arweva did. They're trying to sustain that running game up the middle to try and get Funk out some room on the open on the outside. So, and Arweva's doing a nice job so far of keeping going down low.
Audubon up 6-0 on Woodbine early. 9:28 left in the first quarter. Woodbine, though, returns the kick out to midfield. Funk looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it. He'll take off running. Good defense by the Rockets. He's going to be really close. They're going to put him down at the 25, so that is going to be enough for the first down. It's going to be a 4-yard gain for him, but I thought the Rockets defended that one pretty well. Didn't allow him to find anything down the field.
Yeah, Aiden Blackman did a nice job of running to Funk and then pushing him out of bounds. It was just close to a first down. It looks like Funk was able to get the first down, so Lenox will have first down and 10 at the Rocket 25-yard line.
6:53 to go here in this first quarter of play. Funk comes out in the shotgun. He's got J.J. Martin England lined up to his right. High snap, goes up and gets it, hands it off to England. And the Rockets did a nice job up front, but England showing some power. Was hit at the line of scrimmage, Todd, but powers his way down near the 21-yard line. A pickup of 4 on the play on his first carry here tonight.
Well, that shows Lennox's offensive power. Like I said, Arweva did a nice job of getting a hand on him just after he touched, got the ball. But that's one thing Arweva's going to have to do is they're going to have to, 2, 3, 4 guys are going to have to stop these guys because right now Lennox's athleticism is showing.
Jake Reed will check into the game. He'll line up as a tight end over on the left side. Funk out of the shotguns. Got Martin England to his left. They'll fake the handoff to him. Wants to throw. He's got a man downfield. It's Robinson. It's through his fingertips in the end zone. Coverage that time by Rieselman and a Wyatt Regaler. It's going to fall incomplete. First pass tonight for Funk. It's going to bring up third down and 6. And Todd, I'm guessing that Lenox probably the same as what Arweva was at this end of the field, probably in 2-down territory right now.
By far, definitely. And I'd say they don't pass a whole lot, but I think they can pass the ball. But Arweva did a nice job there of defending that with Rieselman and Wyatt Regaler back there. We'll see what happens here on third down.
Yeah, Funk was 43 of 66 coming into this one for over 1,000 yards. So they usually hit for big plays. They'll come out in the shotgun. They'll toss it on the inside, and it's a tossed play to England. He's going to be shy of the first down. He's going to get outside the 20, down at around the 17-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down. We'll call it a short 2 or a long 2 or a short 3, however you want to look at it.
And this is the big play for Arweva right here in the first quarter. If you can stop him here on fourth down, gain momentum back, get the ball back offensively, you've done your job. If Lennox gets able to get the first down, they're able to march the field down the field here.
They're bringing in another offensive lineman on this play. Checking into the ball game is going to be Cash Brammer. They'll come out with Funk out of the shotgun. He's got J.J. Martin England lined up back there. Going to keep it with Funk. He finds the sideline. It's a foot race between him and Wyatt Regaler. He's going to fumble the ball into the end zone, and who's going to come up with it still loose is Wyatt Regaler. Comes up with a loose football. So Funk spun over the body that time as he was going down of Regaler, who made the tackle. The ball goes into the end zone, and it is going to be Arweva coming up with the fumble.
Yep.
And they're going to, and they are marking it out to the 20-yard line. So it is going to be Arweva football. They're going to mark it out to the 15. So what looked like was going to be at least a first and goal at the 1 turns into a fumble for Funk, and the Rockets will take over.
Yeah, because when Funk dove over the Rocket defender, the ball popped out and went in the end zone, and Arweva was able to fall on it. So Arweva now will have a big play for Arweva to take the first and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Rockets have the football. They'll come out. Shotgun formation. Wade Regaler going to line up to the left of Smith. They're going to hand it off to Wade, trying to get that right edge. Got some running room, and he's going to get out of the 15 out to around the 18-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 7 to go. And Todd, you mentioned that I think they're really trying to work those edges.
Yeah, and that's one thing they're going to have to do. I think, like I say, working those inside plays early on is going to open up those edges for Wyatt Regaler and Wade Regaler. And like if you're Arweva, you're happy with how things have gone here so far in the first quarter. The way they just got to keep it playing the way they are.
And I tell you what, you give Wyatt Regaler a lot of credit on that. That's a play where it looked like Funk was possibly going to score, and he just tracked him down, was able to strip that football away as he swung in at the ball. Smith again out of the shotguns, got Wade lined up to his right, throws it out to him on a quick little pass out into the flat. And good athleticism coming up that time by Funk to make the tackle. Wade going to be knocked down at around the 21-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play. It'll bring up third down. We'll call it 4 yards to go.
Yeah, nice little pass play there to Wade Regaler, and he looks like he was going to be able to run for the first down, but then, like I said, Gabe Funk came up and did a nice job defensively for Lenox to knock him out of bounds and keep it to a third down here for the Rockets.
And Wade has been a big part of the offense here so far tonight. 4 carries and both of the catches for the Rockets here so far. Wyatt and Wade both going to stay in the backfield. Smith out of the shotgun. Wade to his right and Wyatt to his left. 5 down linemen. 4 guys, 5 guys at the line of scrimmage for Lenox. They're going to snap it back to Smith, throws it out here into the flat. Looking for Blackman. A lot of contact on that one, but no call. Defending on the play with Stokes, and he certainly had his hand on him because you could see Blackman's body turn as that ball came, and it wasn't him turning, it was him being pulled.
It would have been like a 10 or 15-yard pass, and Blackman turned the official, wanting the call.
Yep.
Like I said, because his body was definitely turned around. It could have been an interference call on that.
Yeah, but that is going to bring up 4th down and 4. Rockets going to have to punt the football away. Aiden Blackman, the punter, averaging about 29 yards per punt. Gabe Funk has been the returner for Lenox this season. He is going to head back, and now we get a penalty.
We got an illegal substitution on our Weaver. They're going to back him up.
So that's going to back him up 5 yards. That'll be the first penalty on the Rockets here tonight. First penalty in the ballgame. So you missed the pass interference to the guy that the ball is thrown to, but yet you call that the illegal substitution. So Blackman on the punt. Funk standing back at his own 32-yard line. Good snap. There is a line drive. This could be returnable if it hops to him. It does. Bounces up right to him at the 31-yard line. Arweva pinned him to the inside, fumbles the football again, and did Arweva fall on top of it? No, it'll be recovered this time by Lenox as J.J. Martin England falls on the football. If you're Arweva right now, the fumble fingers for Funk's got to make you happy. If you're Lenox, that's got to make you worried, because that's the guy that's going to carry the ball for you more than probably anybody else.
Yeah, Arweva's got to be real pleased with how things are going right now. Like I said, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we're 0-0. And like I said, and Funk's had a couple of miscues so far. We've just got to take advantage of it. They took advantage with the fumble into the end zone. They almost have recovered that fumble there.
Woodbine scores on their first possession. Audubon Woodbine 6-6 midway through the first quarter. Scoreless here. They're going to hand it off to J.J. Martin England, and he is tackled by Wyatt Regaler. Tried to jump over the top of him, but Wyatt able to make the tackle. A 1-yard gain on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 to go.
Nice tackle that time by Wyatt Regaler. The Lenox ball carrier tried jumping over him, but Wyatt Regaler was able to grab his leg and trip him up for a short gain. So like 1 yard gain there.
And Todd, no pressure really on Arweva here tonight. You're playing the number 1 ranked team on the road. You're 6-3. You're a good football team, but you're not expected to win. Go out and play free tonight, right? They snap it back to Funk. They'll pitch it out, and this time J.J. Martin England's got the sideline. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is going to go in for a 37-yard touchdown run. And Lenox going to be on the board first here tonight, second play of that drive, and they ran the option that time, and the Rockets only had 1 defender out there.
Yeah, and just as we talked about, talked about the play before, then all of a sudden one play later, Martin England takes it 30-plus yards for a touchdown, and that's what Lenox can do. They have big play capability, and that's the one thing that we has to avoid tonight is giving a lot of big plays like that.
They will attempt the extra point here. There's the snap. The kick is up. It is good. And the lead is 7-0 as Funk kicks that extra point. We're back in 1 minute right here on the CP Sports Network YouTube channel. Rockets down 7-0.
The Observer is a proud supporter of the Arweva Rockets. They're excited to bring you the most current and up-to-date information that you need to know about the Arweva School District and the communities of Arcadia, Rita, Vale, Westside, and beyond. If you're not currently a subscriber, it's time to find out what everyone's talking about. Call 663-4362 today or visit WestsideObserverOnline.com and learn more. And oh yeah, go Rockets!
Few people know as much about truck maintenance and repair as RJV Transport and Diesel Repair. Hi, it's Big Pete. As an owner-operator, I understand how crucial it is to get your truck back on the road. Our technicians have the knowledge to get it done right. With competitive shop rates and good old-school experience, we're here to keep you rolling smoothly. Plus, we are one of the only shops in the area certified to do hazmat tanker inspections. RJV in Westside, 663-4500, or call my wife, Sarah, at 790-4543.
He was hemmed in as he came in from the middle that time, but ended up cutting that one to the outside and did a nice job. Yep. and got out to about the 24-yard line, and that is where Arweva will have it first down and 10.
Now talking about the previous fumble, if Arweva recovers that fumble by Funk, it's a whole different ball game going at the end of the first quarter here.
Eventually, it's gonna break out here.
Shotgun formation for Blaine Smith. Wade Regaller back there with him. Wyatt goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to Wyatt up the middle. Looked like he had a seam, but I will say this. Lennox closes creases really quickly. What looked like could be maybe a 5-6 yard gain ends up being a 2-yard gain as they closed it quickly, and it's going to bring up second down now and 8 to go.
Yeah, exactly right. It looks like Wyatt Regaller wasn't going to possibly get to the outside, but he cut back in the middle, and then, like I said, Lennox closed in so tight. There's not much room for Regaller to run there.
Audubon scores again, up now 12-6 on Woodbine. I think that good game could end up 85-80. They'll hand the football off to Wyatt Regaller. He's going to take it over on the right edge and drag some guys with him. Shows that power that he's got. He's going to get out past the 30, out to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. I've got him 5 carries now for 15 yards. Going to bring up third, and we'll call it 3, third and manageable.
Yeah, nice play for our Weaver there. Wyatt Regaller's not a big kid, but I tell you what, he's one of the toughest kids you're going to ever find, for power-wise and athleticism-wise. He's not going to back down to anybody.
Yeah, 90 carries, you said, over the last 3 games. That's a tough young man, that is for sure. Mount Vernon up 6-0 right now on Carroll. That one early in the first quarter. Smith out of the shotgun. He's alone back there. He's got both guys in the slot on the left side. Hands the football off to Wade, who is kind of hidden by him. And Wade trying to get the first down, and I think powers his way. And I think he's going to be really close, Todd. He needed the 34. They're going to give him the 34, and they're going to give him the first down. So a nice, tough run that time by Wade Regaller. And Todd, I know normally you're back at the studios doing the New Way Auto Group scoreboard show. Tonight you came down here with me, but we'll still have Mason Nealon, Brett Lux, and Jeff Honnold bringing you all the scores tonight on the New Way Auto Group scoreboard show.
Yeah, it's been a fun year of football. I love doing the scoreboard show, and it's awesome to be involved with everybody there. And I'm going to miss doing a scoreboard show tonight, but it's fun being out on the field as well and doing the call.
And we thank you and Jim and Mason and everybody else, Honnold, who's helped out with that, and all the coaches for always doing the interviews. Hand off to Wyatt up the middle, slips a tackle, hit by Funk out at around the 36-yard line. He'll pick up at 2. It'll bring up second down. We'll call it 8 yards. Yep, let's give him out to the 37-yard line, so a 3-yard gain. It's going to bring up second down and about 7 to go.
Yeah, we was doing exactly what they want to do. He said take that one big play away from Lennox, and we were exactly where they want to be going to the end of the first quarter here.
7-0 again in favor of Lennox. Our score updates brought to you by Drees Company, Eco Water Systems. Rockets will break the huddle. Smith out of the shotguns, got Wade to his right and Wyatt to his left. 6 guys within about 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're going to set up a screenplay. Blaine trying to get some time, and now eventually just throws it away. He had Wade Regaller out here in the flat. I know that somebody's yelling for a flag, but you got 2 wide receivers right out there where he threw the football. But great job that time by the defensive line. They saw that they were let through, and they just dropped back to take that away.
See that the screen pass was taken away. And Smith has got to do a better job of. He saw a guy coming at him. He's got to do a better job, maybe circling around and finding more room for more time for him to be able to throw the ball.
Yeah, try to maybe fake that throw or something.
Fake that throw.
Do it Patrick Mahomes and fake like you're going to throw it. 20-6 now. Audubon on the board again. Like I said, folks, that one I would not be surprised if both teams end up in the 50s or more. Smith out of the shotgun. 54 seconds left here in the first quarter. He's got trips out to the right. Pressure comes from the outside. Throws it down. It is caught by Rieselman. And Rieselman's going to make the catch in Lennox territory down to the 33-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 on the play.
Yeah, you had 2 Rockets there. You had Wyatt Regaller, and you had Jonathan Rieselman there at about a yard apart. And Rieselman was able to grab the pass from Blaine Smith for a first down for the Rockets.
Rieselman's 15th catch of the season. 143 yards now for him on the year. A couple of touchdowns. Got to remember, he played quarterback for a couple of games early in the year when Blaine Smith went down with an injury. So another big third down get for the Arweaver Rockets. That'll move the change. First down and 10 at the Tiger 33-yard line. Shotgun formation again for Smith. He's got Wade to his right and Wyatt to his left. He'll take the snap, fakes the handoff. Pressure comes up the middle. He's got Rieselman again, but it's in and out of the fingertips at around the 26-yard line. It'll fall incomplete. That looked like a well-thrown ball, and I think he got hit just as he was trying to squeeze that one in, and it just slipped through the fingertips.
Yeah, terrific pass by Smith that time to Rieselman. Rieselman just wasn't able to hang on as he was hit going out of bounds. So now you're looking at second down and 10 from the Lennox's 33-yard line.
Like throwing on early, like throwing on the early downs.
Well, I think you have. Yeah, I think you have to try something both ways. You get that run game going a little bit, but you also have to have Smith be a part of this ball game.
Pistol formation this time for Smith. Got Wade split out to the right. White lined up behind him. They'll put Wade in motion. They're going to run an option. They'll pitch it back to Wyatt, and he is hit immediately that time, blowing through there. Brody Brokaw, who came in starting the night with 44 tackles and 8.5 tackles for loss, add another one there. That's going to be a loss all the way back to the 39-yard line. A loss of 6 on the play, and it's going to bring up now 3rd down and about 16 to go.
Yeah, you can see Lenox that time. They had that play covered pretty well. Whatever decision Smith decided to make, if he kept it, he was going to be tackled. If he pitched it off like he did, Lenox was ready for a White Regala to be tackled too.
That might be the final play here of this first quarter. Rockets will break the huddle. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Smith will line up. Regaler lines up next to him. They will not get the snap off, and the first quarter will come to an end. It's a 7-0 lead for Lenox. The Rockets, though, will face a 3rd and 16 from the Lenox 39-yard line when we come back in 1 minute right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
When you buy from a local business, like one of the New Way Auto Group dealerships, the money stays right here in the local community. Supporting local businesses helps our local economy, and that lets us help local organizations, schools, and giving back to our community. Good luck to all players from the New Way Auto Group dealerships with locations in Coon Rapids, Jefferson, and Pocahontas.
New Way Auto Group, home of warranty forever.
I'm Colin. I'm a 5th grader in room 9 in class. I'm cheering for the Weaver Rockets.
And I'm Brent. I'm in 3rd grade. We might be small, but we've got big dreams for our Rockets.
That's right. Whether we're out on the field or in the stands, we're all about team spirit.
Just like Verlin's Plumbing and Heating, we love supporting our school and we are committed to our community. For more than 50 years, Verlin's has offered expertise that keeps you